This account is told about a rural road that crosses open ground, with fields on both sides and no lights to mark its length. It is a road people drive without thinking during the day and speak of carefully at night. The story is usually shared by people who drive it late and do not speak much afterward. The driver was returning home just after midnight. The road was empty and the fog lay low across the fields. Ahead, the headlights caught a figure standing on the verge. At first, the driver slowed only out of caution. It was unusual to see anyone there at that hour. As the car approached, the figure resolved into a woman wearing a pale dress. He slowed. She did not signal. The driver stopped. The woman turned and looked at him. Her face was calm, almost distant, as though her attention was not fully on the present moment. She asked for a lift. Her voice was quiet, flat, polite. There was nothing about her that suggested distress, yet the driver felt a strong sense that refusing would be wrong, not dangerous but discourteous. He unlocked the door. The woman sat in the passenger seat without fastening the belt. She did not give a destination. When asked, she said only, "Just along the road." She did not look at the driver. She just watched the road ahead, her hands folded neatly in her lap. After several minutes, she spoke again. "Here is fine." The place she indicated was a shallow bend in the road. There were no buildings nearby, no paths, only fields leading nowhere. The driver slowed and pulled in. When he turned to speak to her, the seat was empty. The door had not opened. There was no sound. The driver sat for some time, unable to explain what had happened. When he finally stepped out of the car, the fog seemed thicker at the edge of the road. He drove home without stopping again. When the driver told the story, others came forward with similar accounts. A woman in white, a polite request, a destination that was never reached. No explanation was ever settled on. Those who know the road still slow there. Some do not stop. Some say it is better to acknowledge her and keep moving. All agree on one thing: she is not there to harm you. She is there to be remembered. There are roads in Britain where drivers slow down without knowing why. A curve, a bridge, a stretch of empty lane. People say she appears there, standing perfectly still. A woman dressed in white, and if you see her once, you will never forget where it happened. All across Britain, the same story is told. Sometimes in whispers, sometimes in police reports. A woman in white is seen walking along a road late at night. She does not raise her hand. She does not speak. She simply stands, waiting. In some stories, she appears on a lonely bend, just long enough to be seen in the headlights of a car, then vanishes. In others, she asks for a ride. The driver agrees. She gives an address. She sits silently in the back seat. When the car arrives, the seat is empty. In older versions of the tale, the woman in white was not tied to roads, but to paths, lanes used for centuries, worn into the land by countless feet. She was said to be a bride who never reached her wedding. a mother searching for a lost child, a lover abandoned at the edge of a journey. Her details change from place to place, but her presence does not. Always white, always silent, always between where you are and where you are going. Some say seeing her is a warning. Others say it is a promise. The woman in white is one of Britain's most enduring figures because she represents something deeply human. Roads are places of transition. You are never meant to stay there, only to pass through. In folklore, places like roads, bridges, and crossroads are thin places, where the boundary between worlds weakens. The woman in white belongs to that boundary. She is not a monster. She does not chase. She does not scream. She appears when lives are changing, before accidents, departures that cannot be undone. White itself is important. In British folklore, white is not only purity, it is mourning. It is death. It is what remains when all colour is gone. The woman in white is not there to harm you. She is there to remind you that every journey has an end. And not all of them are chosen. Even now, new sightings are reported on the same old roads. Perhaps she walks because she cannot arrive. Perhaps she waits for someone who will never come. Or perhaps she appears only to those standing at a crossroads of their own lives. If you see her one night, standing in white at the edge of the road, remember this: some journeys are not meant to be interrupted. There are more figures walking Britain's roads, more stories waiting in the dark. If you wish to hear them, subscribe to Whispered Folklore